Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray, and today we continue our entry level to Megabase, where we are just starting to mess a bit with beacons. So, as promised at the end of last episode, I wanted to try and do a bit of beaconing, maybe on a patch of coal, just to see how it works and how much power it's gonna consume. So let's give it a try. Let's take the same setup. We can pretty much, we just place ourselves, do the 4 beacon setup that we use, 4 beacon that we use for crafting. So if we do this to get the maximum coverage in terms of speed, let's add ourselves a little miner in here. That's gonna touch all of them all the way around. Add a little passive provider chest and some power. And then we actually have a pretty decent setup. Then we'll need speed in all of these. And we'll need, what's it called? Productivity in this one. This is gonna consume quite a bit of power. How much power? We can just do a little test here to find out. Because I am thinking that we are soon getting to the point where beacons should be used. So let's just get this around the correct way and hook it up. So let's see, how much is this consuming? So it's consuming 1 megawatt of power just running this one. It has 50% productivity, 30 from our productivity modules and 20 from research. And then it operates at 555%. That is actually not bad. This is number of effect sources 15. Is that how many of these we have? That's 12. So 12 of these plus these 3 is probably 15. Do correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if that's the way it works. But at least this way we can have it work and produce a ton of coal for us. In terms of power, we are using 1 megawatt on we're using 6 megawatts. That's almost 1 whole field of solar to run one of these. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye out. So let's just try and have this run for now, and then we will sort it out in the future after everything is built and set up correctly. Can they actually go here and collect these? That's quite hilarious. Oh, they're just delivering things to me. So let's just try and leave this for now. See if it produces things we need at a somewhat decent rate and watch our power. So another thing I have been debating of doing is if we look at our power, we know the correct ratio for accumulators to solar panels is 21 to 25 or thereabouts, about 84% or 0.84 as the ratio. So that should mean that we could turn off all of our steam engines and still produce enough power to last through the night, since we do have more solar panels than we have, or more accumulators than we have solar panels. So let's just try and turn them off. There's an extremely easy way to do it, and I think that's the way we're going to try it. And that's pretty much just stopping the input right here. Or actually that one instead might be good. Making sure that we don't have anything flowing in. Let's do it here as well. I'm not removing the circuit condition, since I want that in case this doesn't work and we'll run into some power issues. Let's do the same down here. You can stop. You can stop and stop right here. That has cut off all of our steam engines, and hopefully we are self-sufficient on the solar, and I'm quite sure we are. But yeah, let's give it a try first. So next thing, I'm just noticing that if we look here, I might have placed a solar grid a bit wrong down here, because this doesn't look right at all. So let's just remove some of the things that are wrong. In theory, we should just take most of this out, since we are in a bit of a pickle. So what if we just do this? I think that should clear out the mistakes if we do it to here, and then place down new solar to make sure everything is at the right spot. So right here will be good, right there, and let's just make sure this is hooked up as well. Right there, and there we are. That hopefully fixes the mistakes we made to our little solar grid down here. And hopefully I don't misplace something again, because it is a bit annoying to clean up when I do it. So yeah, let's try and keep it at that, get him to rebuild our little solar field, and then we should be good. Now they're probably just traveling all the way back to the top. So getting some storage around the map might actually not be a bad idea, to cut a bit down on the travel time. So yeah, that might be good. We could actually do something else. We could do a buffer chest down here, always moving solar panels down and accumulators, and using them for whatever we need. That could be a solution we can go with in the future, just to buffer a bit more. But right now I have this one running. This is going to be used to power all of our, what's it called, military science. That's after I ended the episode, and now that I'm thinking about it, might actually run into some issues. And we did a somewhat good ratio, but what I just remembered not that long ago is that in these, let's just do it right now, we can put in productivity modules. That means that these will run 30% slower, as we can see here on the crafting speed. That also means they require 30% less resources. But since this is an intermediate product, we can't add productivity modules to it. Meaning that if we beacon all of this with the same amount of speed modules in the beacons, these will still run slower than what these can provide. So in theory, we could cut out about 30% of what we're making here. But I'll just leave it for now, just to not do any more with this. So let's activate all of this. As you can see, can't be used in this recipe. So let's activate our, what's it called? Grenade production. We'll set it to 200, just so they have a bit stored and the robots can move it. Here and here, copy that, there and there. And we did limit the inputs. That looking good. Take this little part, and there we are. That should be everything we need to activate our military science. And that actually means that we can get some of this starting to be done, or close to at least. What was that? Just gonna check one thing. Where did it go? Here it is. I was looking at that one. Oh, they got a new... Did that get a new graphic update at some point? I thought it used to look different than that, but then again, I don't use that many military items, or at least not the poison capsule. So now this is working as intended. Could add productivity to all of this as well. We'll run into the same issue with these. We will. So yeah, the ratios are a bit off, but that's just the way it is. Wow. Let's also start to add in some more roboports. We are starting to build more and more because our our advanced circuit, sorry, has already caught up, or finally caught up. So we'll have to keep an eye on all the production we're doing with these and make sure that everything gets moved back to here. So should we have a small look at our next science? This will give us military. Let's just mark that on the map. So what about the next one, being our chemical science? That's gonna take a ton of advanced circuits. So that's something we will have to look at quite seriously before we just go completely ham. But we can mark it out right here. What if we do chemical science in this one? Then we can do utility over here. We could then add, just to make it look good, what if we add space here? No, sorry, that's not the one I want to add. Or we could add space here. But we can also do production science here, space science right here, and then have labs in the middle. Something like that as a good science setup. I think that might work. But yeah, let's take it one step at a time. Coal is still lacking. I'll wait with expanding this on to see how our power handles it. So far it still looks good. So hopefully we can do this without running into any issues. That is at least the plan. So chemical science. We'll probably run into the same issues as with the other ones, that we can't add, what's it called, productivity to all of it. But chemical science needs, let's see if we can do the correct ratio this time at least, or close to. Close to is good enough for me. So let's see, we'll need sulfur. Let's just get the 3 down to see what they look like. Ooh, sulfur is made in something else, so we'll need one of you. Need the sulfur. That will need fluids in, so that's a new thing we have to work with. Then we'll need advanced circuits. Those we will pretty much just fly in, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we need electric engines, which we could probably also fly in, or make the production for right here. 10 seconds to make one, 24 seconds. So we can do it almost a 1-to-1. Saying if we do, there will be a bit of discrepancies, but since we will probably, oh, that can actually take productivity, so that's actually not an issue. So if we do by robots, then we could do 3 to 1 or 2 to 1 and just live with that. We'll see what feels the best. Don't want to do this in the cell advanced circuits, since that is something we will be producing in bulk. Might actually do the same with sulfur, just flying that in and doing it in bulk, because we don't actually need that much. Should we fly everything in? That is actually a pretty good question. Yeah. Let's do a cell where we don't make anything, because they are somewhat complex, all of them. And this will apply fluids in, which is actually even slower. So what if we just do this one? Giving you productivity and adding up what we need. So pretty much this setup, or actually just taking this setup, but making none right here, but just making a huge chemical science one. So see how many can we fit in right here. If we have the beacons all the way to here to line it up. Oh, let's get these away before anything goes wrong. And we can get that away as well. Then we'll add how that look in terms of things. Somewhat good. Making you chemical science instead. Take you to there and change. There we are. That is what we need in terms of chemical science. And then we can pretty much just move this up by a lot. We'll just remember to have a centralized location where we'll make all the things they need, as that will be quite important. Can add in one more out here. Maybe we will do that, but let's just wait a bit. Let's get these two away. I don't want you to run yet. And then we can beacon all of this just to make sure we don't have too much. Or we could just start with this one before we expand it out and just see how fast it can move. So let's see here. The rest should be flying in shortly. Can help it out a small amount. Need one power right here to be at the same spot, and that is good. So this is 12. That means we'll produce, yeah, pretty much. Is that 1 a second then, if we do 12? Or 1 per craft cycle, because we're doing 0 point something, and with beacons in them, or productivity in them, it's going to be even slower. But that should give us all the chemical science we need. Electric engines though, we'll have to make a cell to make those. Because making it here will probably result in some issues. Because we have to fly in 3 items anyway. So might as well do that somewhere else. Yeah, let's go with that and see how it goes. Please request a bit. Just set it to 50, since if we have to travel 4, we'll rather just have it stacked up, and you can just go to 10. I think that might be good. So the only thing we're probably missing is normal engines. We might be making them somewhere. We're making them here. And we're making them here, but we quite want to have a dedicated cells for electric engines. I think that would be the best solution. Also actually want to change these two around just to make it look a bit better. So right there, and you'll be utility. So we actually have it going in the correct order of when you get them. I think that's quite cool. So a little engine setup is actually one thing we'll have to make now, as that is one of the last things we need for this to work. Oh, why are you different sizes? Let's just go and check that's not the case at the other ones. There we are. Didn't we just copy it from up here? That means we have more in one of these than the other. That is the same. Might just have misclicked at some point, changing that whole strategy. Oh well, it looks fine now. So let's just keep it like that. How's our power going? Actually, pretty decent. We should have this much of buffer space to expand our factory with. If we hit a point where we can't charge our accumulators at night anymore, that's where, or in the day, that's where we have to really start to worry. So that is our chemical science up and running, or close to at least. Should we make engines right here? I think that might be a good place to start. And then we'll kind of have to look at sulfur as well at some point, since that is starting to lack. Oh, but again, it's just been delivered to these. That might actually be why we are lacking it a bit. So, electric engines. These will go straight down in columns. So let's make engines here. Not like just normal engines, please. Where are you hiding? There we are. So how should we do these? For these we want to make everything on site, since that requires pipes among other things. So let's see here. Electric engine. Steel is fine, that's flown in. And then we just need iron in to fix the other two. Can we do our direct insertion? Doing... What if we do something... Oh, that's gonna be... It's gonna take a lot of room, but what if we do that, and then we can have a bit on the opposite side. Or pretty much just move it over here so we do the same. Having pipe and gear wheels. So the thing is, we'll need one gear wheel every 10 seconds. This produces way more than that. And we'll need 2 pipes every 10 seconds. And this is producing, so we actually need 2 to 1. Need 2 of these to 1 of that to that. So we can do, how will this go? If you make, let's just say we want to make 1 a second. That means we'll need 10 gear wheels. No. Oh yeah, 1 a second. I hate these calculations. For some reason I keep messing them up. So let's see, steel is fine. 1 gear wheel every 10. This one produces 2 a second. So we should be able to support 20 with 1. Because in 10 seconds we do produce 20 of these. That might be an easier way to do it. So 1 to 20. That means we can split these off and just let this go on our belt. Going for something along the line as this might actually be good. So let's make 10 of the, 10 of these first. That's about as long as line as we can get. So let's grab, might actually be a good setup doing something like this. What if we just steal you for now? But remember to remove request a chest. Then we shouldn't do anything bad. And add you in, where did I go? Right here. Or maybe just, yeah, right here. We'll just remove the other parts here for now. Where's our blueprints? There we are. So this will have to change. We'll have to change these here in the middle. Let's just get this away. And get those away as well. All of this belt is fine, but we'll need to get it out something like that. So this is 12, that's 24. And what did we say? What did we say? We did say one of these could support. How many is that gonna be? That can support. There we are. I'll make 20. Was that correct? 20 every 10 seconds. So that can support 20. That's almost what we have here. It can support. We have 4 too many. So if we remove 4, it should be good in terms of the correct ratios at least. Could have a bit buffered. But let's just remove the 2 here to keep the ratios correct. 10, 10. So here we have the 10 we need. That's 20, that's what this one can support. Then we will need double pipes. Let's just get 2 of those. 1, 2 of pipe. And to be honest, we can't just jump things in as we want. To be honest, I don't know why I'm doing it on both sides. We can just do it on one side, keeping this at the top and just expanding downward. So what if we do this? Let's remove you. Or we can keep it and just do it in the one below. Let's take this. We'll just move it in a minute anyway. Down to here. Then we'll move you, or pretty much copy this one. One up. That fits in perfectly right here. Can we, how many can fit in? So right here might be 3 of those we can fit into, and then the last one down here we want to make into what supplies all the items. So that'll be a belt out. Pretty much this little part here. Down here. Could just make this what it is as well. So then we need these on each side of the belt. That is actually the main thing. Easy way to do it is actually just doing this. What if we just... Yeah, why didn't I do that before, to be honest? That is actually the best solution. So I'm just going to show you. This will go down this way. Oh, we'll probably need a few more to for this to work. But since we will take this all the way down now, let's go all the way to the edge. Like this. Then we have 12, we have 36. So let's just double this. That should be good enough. So we have what's it called, 4 and the other thing. And the easiest way to solve our little conundrum we had before is doing a simple thing as this. And I don't know why I didn't do it before. Let's just hope it's as easy as I think it is. Because pretty much getting this down this way and in. Of course, having to do it right here. Moving it 1 to the right. Don't line up, please. Or 2. 1, 2. You will make gear wheels. That will jump in. So let's just do something like here. Saying output to these two, input from to request a chest that's gonna grab iron with a power pole in the middle. So this should provide enough gear wheels for all of this. Then we'll need 4 of these. And the reason why I did this is so I can do that and get it on the opposite side of the belt. We'll now get these on the opposite one. And hopefully this belt can supply enough 30 items a second. That's 15 items a second on each side. That should be more than enough. So to get this in, we'll just do a little jumpy. Right here and right there. Because then we can do in, out, 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 out. Then we can make all of these into, actually just do it like this, into electric engines. Then we should be able to power all of this if we want to. Oh, that's gonna look a bit ugly if we don't just use a little substation right here. Means we can move that one and pretty much just add another substation over here. Because we do need to add power to all of these anyway. Just looking, I was about afraid we didn't power everything, but there we are. That should be good. And then just hook this up. Right, see right there. That will supply us with the gear wheels going in on this side of the belt, going out here, going up this way. Let's got one more, probably be easier to manage. And then it'll just split, and go in. That should produce quite a bit of electric engines for us. Oh, okay. I forgot one thing here. Oh, snap. That was a bit annoying. I forgot we needed one input here for the steel. How do we fit in the one steel we need? We do have room for the requester ones, but then we run out of places for the power. That is a bit annoying. Can we do substations somewhere to fix it? We could remove one beacon, but that would be an insanely ugly solution. But let's just do this for now. We can do that one to fix it and then do the other one over here. Somewhere like that. It will cost us a bit of speed, but it should power everything we need. Right, there's where it has to be. Yeah, that is not my best design to date. But that should mean that we can remove all the medium power poles and get in our steel. Let's just do this instead. Whitelist medium power poles, and let's remove them from the equation. There we are. Should actually start to use substations a bit more, since they are quite good at this kind of thing. Oh, damn it. We'll have to do it down here as well. Unless we just move this one up to take it. So right here could actually be fine as well. And right there. So that should power it all. Oh, that's not a good solution. Because we do need in. But that is pretty much just to save us a bit in terms of things. Let's try and power it up and see what happens. You should only get steel. I have to remember that, not request more. Please get like 50 steel. And then we'll take this part and copy paste it down. Then we'll take this little part here. Or actually pretty much just take this part and add it to each area. Well, that was a bit annoying that we ended up doing that. Please request iron. Please request 200 at a time. 2. And let's just copy this one to here and here. And let's see how this goes. If I did it correctly, we'll need 2 more right there. So at least there is the gear wheels. Should be producing fast enough. That's going to get split out into all of these. And the belt should easily be able to handle it. Here's the steel input for all of these. And then we have a somewhat good engine build that is able to be productivityed and among other things. But look how much this saves robot travel time for all of these things to these. So that's actually just as intended. So let's see if we can get everything to work all the way back to here. That is what we want. And right now things are just buffering. But with this ratio we should reach all the way back here. We only have 36 and this should be able to handle 40. It is reaching all the way down here, but of course it will, since that gets double. This only gets 25%. No, I only get 12.5%. Is that right? 50, 25, or 25. It gets 25%. So as soon as this is full and backed up, we will see the rest of them get what they need. So let's just see here if that happens. And all of this is going to get flown over to our chemical science. And we're here right now. Oh, we're here. Good. How far are you to backing up? Still a bit away, but it should happen very soon. But hopefully this will supply us with everything we need. Could add what's called productivity modules to them, just to save a bit on resources. Since one engine does cost, let's see, well, about nothing. So, but we'll need a lot of them. So I'll kind of end the episode here. I think it's been a somewhat productive episode. Let's just clear out this part. And while I'm doing that, you can give me a like or a subscribe if you haven't done it before. That will mean the world to me. There we are. And then we have this going. That backed up all of our pipes. And then things will start to flow down this way. So yeah, I'll end the episode here by looking at our power. That is, wow, we are not using any power at all. Seems most of the base might be at a standstill at the moment. So we definitely have to start using some of the resources again. Could be on science, since we are actually up to 4 of the 6 sciences. Sorry, 4 of the 7 sciences. So yeah, that is actually very, very nice. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and it's nice. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.